Koto. It's progressive. It's so progressive. I want to buy. I must purchase. I must help the multi-million-dollar company because it's so empathetic. It's so it's made out of decent human beings. All jokes aside, though, unironically, how can you not say with a straight face that this is literally the product now? Like, it's not a secondary thing that the company is doing. No. It's front and center. Like, it is why they gather at Activision in order to produce stuff like this. I mean, look at it. It actually works on launch. Literally, right? It's day one, right? No DLC. No microtransactions, no loot boxes, right? Like, they respect the customer that this is designed for. And more importantly, as I mentioned before, right, it works on launch. Like, there are games that don't work online. It doesn't require an online only, right? Like, you can download it, you can have it. Man, look how progressive it is, right? Like, no one is this progressive. Like, theoretically, like, you guys don't know, right? Even the Christians didn't do this. Like, the Christians would take a couple of days, like sometimes a week, but that was it, right? But like the progressives, they are greedy individuals. They covet entire months. Like, they just can't be happy with 1 day or 1 week, right? So the entire month is like Black History Month, which is the shortest month. But then you have like the Grande Month, the Pride Month, right? And after Pride Month, you have Disability Month. It's like every month is something to the point where everything loses meaning, right? Like, the Christians actually thought about it, and they were like, like, if we keep Christmas like 3 days, then people appreciate it more than if it was like an entire month, right? But this month is Disability Month. Disability Pride Month, apparently. The thing is, like, they can't help themselves, right? Like, the people working at Activision, they must insert the ideology everywhere, so it can't just be Disability Awareness Month. Now it's Disability Pride Month, which is the most insulting thing that you can think of, because I actually did work at a hospital, and I did meet people with disabilities, and one of the things that you realize is that one day you too can be disabled. In fact, it will probably happen to most of us. Seriously, you grow old, you can't walk properly, you get a cane, right? Some people get a wheelchair, you get like various diseases, illnesses as you grow old. It's natural, right? So like most of us at one point may end up in a wheelchair. You got like kidney failure or something like that, can't walk properly, you get in a wheelchair, right? And so like society is already compassionate towards people with disabilities, because not only do we know people, or some of us happen to have them in our families, or we ourselves can get in a car crash and be disabled. Like, there's no cruelty towards disabled people, right? Like, there's no. But the thing is, like, the way you can insult the people with disabilities the most is to say that they should be proud of their disability, right? No, seriously, like, imagine this. Just, okay, you're in a car crash, and now you're in a wheelchair, right? So, like, all the things that you did up until then, you realize you're never going to be able to do, right? You're never going to be able to run. You're never going to be able to enjoy dancing. Like, that's over. And then someone comes like, hey, you know what? You should be proud of that. You should be absolutely proud of that. And you have, like, this liberal, moral busybody that you know they don't give a shit whatsoever. But they need to speak the speech, right? So that the reason they're talking about it is not because they care about you, but because they want the standing ovation from everyone else. Be like, oh, look how much he cares. Oh. And that's the fuel that keeps him going for another day. Pride of disabilities. Holy shit. Like you can be, like people with disabilities, they still have their integrity, right? Not all of them, which is why the people that manage to maintain their integrity are to be commended, because it's really hard. Like, I generally can't imagine it. I really can't imagine it, right? So, like, some people fall into despair, some people are not taking it well at all, and other people, they get used to it, and they maintain their integrity, head up high, and more power to them. But I still wouldn't call it pride. Like, they're not proud of being disabled. And the thing is, like, the people that make this, they're liberals, right? Like they're possessed by an ideology. And I'm pretty sure, like, out there somewhere, there might be a person that's actually proud of their disability because they suffered this brain rot. Like, you're never going to find a person proud of their disability that's, a monarchist, a conservative, even a communist, I would say, like from the Soviet Union, right? Like, how can you be proud? Like you accept it, you try to move on. But again, if it were to happen to me, like what is there to be proud of? There's no shame in it, but it's like a middle ground, right? Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of it, obviously. You should treat it as it is, and you should try to work around it, but, like, definitely not proud. Jesus. I think, like, this is the problem, right? Like, in the liberal dictionary, there is no such thing as a middle ground between pride and shame. Like, it can just be neutral. Here at Activision, we strive daily to improve the accessibility feature in our games, in order to break down barriers and ensure all people around the world can enjoy our games together. Why the fuck are you spending daily for stuff that already exists? Like, if my developer came up to me and it's like, V, I'm spending time daily on this issue that's already been fixed by other companies, I'd be like, well, why don't you just copy what they did? Because it's not even trademarked. Like there are third-party software that you can buy which add disability helping issues to your software. Like, for instance, color blindness. Like, that thing is already there. Like, there's a third-party software that you can download. You don't need to work on it and reinvent the fucking wheel. One of the more recent examples is the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where we have settings that are targeted for easier identification for speech, motor vision, audio, and cognitive adjustments. These are already invented. Like, other games have it. It's not revolutionary. Updates to controller settings to allow for fine adjustments for motor effort and control benefiting players with both their disabilities. Again, already exist. Opportunities for players to provide feedback. Oh my god, this is such revolutionary. Like, you got the opportunity to provide feedback. Holy shit. A low motor strain accessibility present in the game, which allows players to decrease the physical effort needed to play. I think, like, this might actually be new. But again, like, other companies do this, but you know what they do? They don't expect a standing ovation for it. Like, you got Japanese companies doing it. I remember, like, the first companies that came up with the concept of color blindness, or, you know, subtitles that would have a voice reading them, and they're great, you know? Like, if I were in that position where I couldn't see, holy shit, you know, I would be so thankful for that. But you don't have, like, the companies making such a big deal out of it. It's like they reinvented the wheel, and it's like, oh, we're spending every day on this. Well, okay, well, now I can see why your product is shit. Because, yeah, like, this is an important component, but it's just a component. Like, what about the rest of the components? Like, if you're spending all of your day on this, when are you spending time on bug fixing? You know, when are you spending time creating something new? Because apparently you're destroying Call of Duty. Like, you're making it into Fortnite. But anyway, right, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.